fifth and final inductee, our second posthumous inductee for the year, I need to read the following disclaimer to my boss, Kevin Stolman, who just might be asleep by now. Although I've grown to really respect PMP Hall of Fame inductee Ed Scherzinger, I do realize that if it wasn't for Ed, we probably could have had surf and turf tonight. Maybe even drank some cigars on Bourbon Street after. Ed Scherzinger was instrumental in keeping our only competitor alive after its investors ran out of money about 6 months into the venture. An investor himself, Ed took a gamble, as he was known to do from time to time, and went all in on the publication and the industry. A second-generation PMP himself, Scherzinger saw trade publishing as an excellent tool for training technicians. But his teaching didn't stop with the printed word. He constantly taught his industry colleagues to push and think through obstacles together. When he was in his early 30s after being diagnosed with MS, he embraced computer programming, and he always shared his operation automation innovations unselfishly, even with competitors. Here to accept the award are Ed's two favorite PMPs, his sons Steve and Glenn.
I want you to know that I'm from the same district as John Boehner. And I graduated from the same high school as John Boehner. And I have the same emotions as John Boehner. So bear with me when I talk to you tonight. I'd like to really thank Pest Management Professional Magazine for starting this Hall of Fame 15 years ago. Because what better way to recognize people that have contributed to the industry than a Hall of Fame? And I'd also like to thank the sponsors tonight, because as being a past president of the MPMA, I know how important sponsors are. And Andy, Cindy, and of course the Oldhams, thank you. Thank you for sponsoring this. You know, Dad didn't live in the spotlight. Dad was a humble man, but he loved being an entrepreneur. And he loved business. And Dad really enjoyed attending the Purdue meeting. He loved those liar clubs. And of course they were called liars clubs because everybody was doing half the business that they told you they were doing. And he really enjoyed the National Pest Management Association's conventions. He loved being out there on the exhibit hall floor, talking to exhibitors, meeting with people. And he loved to share information. Whether you're a one-man operator or an operator of 500 people, he loved to talk to you and share his ideas, hear your ideas. And I hope I don't bore you with this, but you know, he made many friendships over the years. There was always the Ozer brothers, Ted and Maury, and of course his son Julian from Denver, and I think they had some other locations. Of course, there was the Golds in Chicago, who I'm still great friends with, and Dad was great friends with their parents and them. And of course, one of the first female operators of the pest control company, that was Kirsty, and her husband, Buddy. And the O'Haras. Charlie Jr. is with us tonight. His father just passed away recently, Charles Sr. You know, it's a good thing. Well, it's not a good thing. It should have been today, in today's time, because Charlie and Dad would spend time together, hours and hours on the phone, talking computer code. As Dad got his MS, he got into being a computer programmer. And Charlie and Dad would spend hours on the phone, and I'd get the phone bills, and I'd say, Dad, what's going on here? There'd be hours and hours of conversations, and back then you paid by the minute, you didn't pay by one fee. And there was the Smitters up in Michigan, the Kirschners, the Alonzos, the Steckles. Dad was a people person. He also loved the suppliers. Tom Evans and Doug Ashbridge with Belsville Chemical Company, and then later with Southern Mill Creek Products. You know, Dad always told me and taught me that you treat people the way you want to be treated. He always talked to me about the Oldens and how they were just good people. And quite frankly, I agree. You're great people. Dad was a people person, and he really taught me a lot. I acknowledge the magnitude of what it is to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And I respectfully thank the selection committee for selecting my father into the Hall of Fame. This is where it's going to get tough. And I'm very proud my father is in the Hall of Fame. Thank you.
I'll just say a couple of things. As Steve mentioned, there's a ton of families in this business, and it's great to see the fourth generation, the third generations, and all that into this industry. And if it wasn't for inductees that we have today, we have in the past, we wouldn't have such a great place to work with such phenomenal jobs, the economy we built, and it's a wonderful thing. So once again, thank you everybody for having my dad be part of it.